Hi,
How do you
Chris.
pronounce your name?
Gig. Gig.
Gig. Got it. I had one of my ADs that had the same spelling, but hers was kick, even though it was with G. So I didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I know. And I never really fully got the explanation as to why the phonetic difference, but yeah. So I was wondering, where's
Oh,
it from? Where's your name from?
mine's a nickname from Thailand.
Oh, nice. Okay. What does it mean? Does it mean something?
No, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh, it's just a shortening of your name.
Yeah, it's just Thai people. We all have one syllable nicknames
Yeah.
because our names are usually long, so everyone gets like a one syllable nickname. Terrific. Well, Christina, hey, congratulations for Boo.
Oh, thank you so much, Gig.
I've watched it. You playing Amelia Fitzgerald on this show. I have to admit, it is certainly different from your character from Promised Land.
They probably are polar opposites. My character on Promised Land is morals and ethical, kind of overthinking, always trying to do what's right. And Amelia has no heart, no conscience. And, she's very much okay with that. And they are very polar opposite.
So, what initially drew you to a project like Boone?
The people involved. I mean, I want to say even before reading the script, which then I got a chance to read, and even before, kind of like getting there and actually doing the work, which was the most fun. I just gravitated towards the idea of doing something with caliber talent such as Neil and Tommy and James Madio. Like to me, that was one of those things that putting yourself in the hands of people who have done this for 30, 40 years, who know exactly the ins and outs of what this is, that was a luxury and a gift. So doing that with them was kind of a no-brainer for me.
So tell us, how did you want to approach playing Amelia? Because you played so many variety of characters in your career, and she's a tough cracker. That's
Oh yeah, I think the one defining line for me with Amelia was when she basically, no spoilers, but she definitely crosses a couple of moral boundaries and lines in her instructions without guilt and kind of just like don't mess it up. She's no BS. She is very loyal to herself, but it was a big jump for me to try and empathize and not vilify her myself, and to not judge her. That was really difficult, but I found myself kind of understanding how hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And to a certain extent, her bitterness has grown. Even if at first it was justified, she chose the path to pursue, that was that evil black hole kind of like she committed and she went down on it. And I think down towards it. And I think that was the thing that for me, as hard as it was to think, oh, I could do that too. I've been in that situation, which it wasn't, but I empathized and I got it. And I almost wanted to vindicate, her in that way. So there are moments where I think I found ways of justifying her actions that to her made absolute sense, where she's like, I'm doing it for their own good. It's almost like mercy evil. It's like, I'm just doing this for their own good. It's just easier to get them out of the way than it is to have them suffer through all the things. And so I think that she just is a little bit of denial, but she's kind of cool.
I mean, when I was watching it, I was going, "Oh no, Amelia's like playing second fiddle to Tommy Flanagan throughout." But you really ended this film explosively in its own way.
Tommy was probably my favorite scene partner in a lot of ways because we had a lot of camaraderie. We improved a lot of it. We kind of just had a lot of really fun banter off and on camera. And I will say though, Amelia to me was never second fiddle to him. I just think she's more of the explosive, volatile type internally, where you could see she was always almost about to do something or almost she could lose it at any moment and just slit your throat. Whereas Tommy was probably more the veteran that was kind of like the behind the scenes trying to run it. But obviously, I think Amelia is someone that she just navigates things differently. She doesn't have to do it with brute force. She can send them to be the brutes and to go do it. I think that the calm collectedness of her is, to me, scarier than if I were hysterically losing it every time. And I also love that this is the first time that I was allowed to really play a Latin character. I'm Hispanic and I am blonde, blue-eyed. I look Russian probably. And, the producers and everyone involved were like, you know what? No, why not show diversity within the group of, Latin people? And that was one of the things that I like jumped at the chance to do. Every single other job I've ever done, they ask me to be brunette because I look more Latin that way. And in this case, it was something so embracing of like, let's have you just play it like that. And little things like that really become very meaningful to our experience as actors. They free us up to then be creative.
Well, I mean, hence you barking orders in a different language is a great feeling, probably.
Yeah, it is. And it was one of those things, but again, so embraced. I think these things, again, we went to war together. We were in the trenches all together during COVID, during all this stuff. And it created an environment of like, let's try it. Anything goes, like, let's make this the best we can be. And when you have a group of people with a collective goal of making something that artistically they're proud of, it feels as though it'll translate no matter what onto the screen. We've all watched those movies where people look like they don't want to be there. They don't. And, I think audience members are really smart nowadays and they pick up on things. And this story was something that right now I think we can all enjoy and tap into and just watch the good versus evil, epic kind of storylines.
Now with the, I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but I mean, there's always a final action sequence and so on. How did you do your preparations for, the shooting, the hand-to-hand fighting? Is this something like left over from like, something like Valor or, previous course for yourself?
Well, the prep was pretty much the day of a lot of it. Yeah. We had a fantastic stunt coordinator, but the time limits that we had on the sets and on everything, it was such a, guerrilla style shooting a lot of the time, as most indies are, that it was almost the day of just us trying to choreograph in between other setups and scenes with our stunt coordinator, kind of like these fights. Obviously, Neil has so much experience doing those kind of things. And I've had the fortune of doing Blood Drive and Valor, like you said, in other shows. And I mean, our stunt coordinator on Animal Kingdom, same thing, just like so many close relationships and fight training that I was lucky that I got to just do things in the moment, because otherwise our time limitations would have meant no fight, no. And we kind of like snuck it in there. And I'm just really excited because people I don't think people, when they see it, they really understand that at the end of the day, you're trying to photograph and capture something, but the production limitations dictate so much of it. And in this case, we overcame them because we all were like, we're going to get it. 2 takes, whatever, let's do it. And, that's exciting. That's always like a really fun challenge, collective challenge that we all get to tackle together.
That is great. Well, Boon is a terrific action film. Neil is terrific in this film. You are terrific in this film. So everyone should check it out. Thank you very much, Christina, for speaking to us. I can't wait to see what interesting character you get to play next.
Oh, Gig, thank you so much. That means the world. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.